Continuing from the previous chapter. He Zhongtian widened his eyes, perhaps surprised by Huang Baiman's response. However, he didn't bring up the matter again and just nodded repeatedly, saying, "All right, Huang Lao. It's your choice, but don't come to me if something happens. Qing Shen, green leaves, let's go." He turned around angrily and left. As he walked a few steps away, I noticed a lingering yin energy following him. I hurriedly called out to him, "Mr. He, you should be careful lately. Something is eyeing you." He glared at me and said with bloodshot eyes, "Kid, if you want to play tricks, feel free to do so. He Zhongtian won't say a word. Consider yourself victorious." And so, He Zhongtian, along with his disciples, left in an angry huff. However, shortly after their departure, Wang Baiman asked me, "Li, do you plan to punish him?" I was quite speechless. Did Huang Baiman think I was so petty? Did he really believe that I would hold a grudge over such a trivial matter? Boring. I told Wang Baiman, "Why would I do something so petty? My grandpa never taught me to be that narrow-minded." I simply noticed a lingering yin energy around him when he turned away. It seems that he didn't clean up properly after performing some task, and that's why the malevolent entities are following him. I just wanted to kindly remind him. Huang Baiman sighed and said regretfully, "I just wished someone would teach him a lesson. He Zhongtian may be Master Shu's disciple, but he doesn't really have any substantial skills now. He is just using the few feng shui placements left behind by Master Shu to show off. Doing live fortune-telling broadcasts and appearing on variety shows, packaging himself as a feng shui master. But I knew long ago that he never received Master Shu's true teachings." He sighed again and continued, "Forget it, Li, don't mind my complaints. I just feel sorry for Master Shu. Earlier, what he said, don't take it to heart. He's just like that, can't stand anyone outshining him." Clearly, in Huang Baiman's eyes, I had already surpassed He Zhongtian. I understood why He Zhongtian was so agitated. In his eyes, he was Master Zhu's disciple, and he considered himself the most powerful person in Xingdou City. I had disrupted his feng shui, slapped his face, and challenged his authority. That's why he was so angry and eager to seek revenge. He had become my first enemy since I arrived in Xingdou City. The reason they couldn't remember who they offended was because the Huang family rarely made enemies, and they had their own ways of handling matters. It was indeed difficult to identify the person behind it all. However, I was confident that I could find out. So, I told them, "Grandpa Huang, Uncle Huang, don't worry. The person behind this will come looking for me. I disrupted his feng shui formation, and he will suffer backlash. When the time comes, he will come to me seeking help." In feng shui, it was believed that once a formation set by someone was broken, the person who set it would suffer a backlash. For severe cases, it could lead to death. Only by finding the person who disrupted the formation could they be saved. My grandpa once helped someone break a formation, and the person who set it suffered a backlash and sought my grandpa's help. "Really? Then, you must tell us who it is," Huang Baiman said excitedly, looking like he wanted to devour that person. "I will let you know, don't worry. Now, let me give Uncle Huang acupuncture." After that, I went to Huang Sihai's side and removed the 2 needles I had inserted earlier. Does my dad still need acupuncture or medicine?" Huang Yi asked cautiously, looking at me. Every time I saw Huang Yi, I couldn't help but find her exceptionally beautiful. Just one glance at her was enough to make me avert my gaze. His illness is a deficiency disease caused by feng shui. Now that the feng shui issue has been resolved, his condition will improve. Don't worry, it won't take more than 2 days for his body to recover. For the next few days, make sure he eats nutritious food. Though it was hard for them to believe, they still showed relieved smiles. "Father, the meal is ready." A maid suddenly appeared before Huang Baiman, reporting, "Right, the meal is prepared. Lee, you worked hard today. Let's go and eat first, Wang Baiman said. Turning to me, I didn't decline the offer. I was indeed hungry, so we went together to the dining room, and they had a rich feast with various delicacies. Although I had just eaten the meat skewers Yi Tingting bought for me, I couldn't resist the temptation of such a luxurious feast sitting down. I forgot about my image and ate heartily. After dinner, Wang Baiman chatted with me for a while, and it was already 10 p.m. I needed to go back. I bid farewell to Wang Baiman, and he asked, Lee, how much money would be appropriate for you? Finally, we talked about money. I thought they might not offer me any money after inviting me for a meal. Remembering how my grandpa handled these things, he would accept whatever the other party gave without any specific amount in mind. It depended on how much the other person was willing to give. So, I told Wang Baiman, it's up to you, whatever you feel is suitable. Wang Baiman seemed surprised again. He muttered to himself for a moment and looked a bit hesitant. After a pause, he asked, 1 million, is that enough?